Hi, welcome to this edition of Top of Mind. Today I just wanted to reflect a little bit in terms of regulations. From a TMT standpoint, we've all been subject to regulations, but not in the same way that, say, financial institutions have been. Increasingly, we've seen the impact of cyber breaches and cybersecurity regulations coming through globally. What this means, though, is it's putting more and more pressure, particularly on technology companies as they provide cloud services and other technology platforms, becoming critical to the performance of organisations globally. The outage, degradation of service, or worse, cybersecurity threats with malware or other more subversive attacks will have massive impact, not just on those providing the services, but those companies that rely upon those. That impact could be felt long term and have drastic impacts on economies around the world. For this reason, regulators are starting to wake up to this fact and focusing on technology companies as potentially regulated entities. This will dramatically change the way we operate as organisations globally, and it needs to be done with care, but also with force, in the sense that we need to be very conscious of what the impacts may or may not be.
Today, I'm going to raise a rather bold question. In a multinational company, can robotics AI take over a tax department in 20 years? Given the current state of play and the speed of transformation, both inward and outward perspective, companies, especially those with global footprints, they are under tremendous pressure to respond to these disruptions. The obvious and the most sensitive way to combat this inward and outward pressure will be to use technology, AI, data analytics, and digital tax. Today, there are supercomputers and robotics and AI that can process trillions of information feeds, and they are able to reach complex medical diagnosis, analyze thousands of transactions to produce the best outcome for a scenario, and also have problem-solving capabilities. I remain positive that robotics AI can take over a tax department. If it's not in 20 years, maybe just a few years after that.
PwC's 20th Global CEO Survey cites that 72% of business leaders believe that artificial intelligence will be the business advantage of the future. Now, this is very encouraging, but it equally elevates the importance of digital trust. Now, as companies embark on transformational programs, adopting cloud, artificial intelligence, robotics, etc., what it's really driving is a complex ecosystem of risk, governance, and compliance. Now, boards truly recognise the need for digital trust, and recent surveys indicate that global spend will exceed $100 billion by 2019 in this area alone. So, if we just take a step back and we look at the wider headlines of recent, WannaCry, ransomware, zero-day attacks hitting nation-states where public infrastructure have been completely ground to a halt. Now, this is truly scary stuff, and what it really highlights is that we are truly trying to drive innovation, but in a very complex web of risk vectors. So every advancement creates new vectors of risk. Now, these risks truly drive the need for digital trust. But what is digital trust in simple terms? It relates to four key things. 1, it relates to confidentiality. 2, integrity. Thirdly, availability. And the fourth dimension is around ethics. Now, when you bring these four elements together through governance and controls, it really allows one to stitch together people, process, technology, and data to really build a solid foundation around trust and the trust agenda around digital.